And it's time once again for the Barry Foster Show, coming to you from the Ridge Floors Studios in the City of Charm, beautiful downtown Avon Park. If you have any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions, please be sure to share them in the comments below. We'll get back to you to let the algorithm know that we are interacting with everybody. If you have some guests you'd like us to talk to or some topics you'd like us to broach, we'll be glad to do that for you. We have another edition of Florida Fun Travel for you today. Sandra and I went to the newest restaurant in Sebring, the Grill at Lake Jackson. It was for a time Sonny's, and it sat vacant for a long time as they went through a number of different deals to try to get a new restaurant in. And finally, the Grill at Lake Jackson came in and remodeled the place. The owner is from Claremont, Florida. Had a place called the Oakwood up there. Sandra and I have been to, if you ever go up to Florida Fun Travel, take a look. We went to the Crooked Spoon, nice little restaurant up there. And I understand that the Oakwood was not far away. But they have moved now into the Grill at Lake Jackson. They've remodeled the restaurant. It's both a wonderful dining experience and good food. Don't you think so?
Yes, I enjoyed what I had the times we've been there.
I was talking with a friend of mine who was doing some work at this Grill in Lake Jackson. I mentioned that Sandra and I were going to go once it was open. They said, well, it's open now. So we got in late June, in very early before it was totally decorated, and we sat in some elevated booths, which I know you like to sit. You like to sit in the tall chairs.
Yes, I like to be in the high chairs.
The one nice thing about these elevated booths is that they are actually elevated booths. Number one, they have the kind of padding that I like in a booth, but also the floor is where you can put your feet on the floor.
Yes, it's like an elevated floor so that you're really not that high up from touching the floor.
In all, we've eaten there 3 times. We sat at the elevated booth. We sat at a regular booth with our friend Nell Roberts, who, by the way, runs Ridge Floors, 2 studios we're using here. But also we had a chance to go and sit in the window seat and overlook beautiful Lake Jackson as we had a chance to dine.
Yes, that's always a beautiful view. God's always putting on a show out there. When we first went in, the sky was nice and bright. And before we left, the clouds had rolled in, and it was looking dark as though it could rain.
It was interesting. There was not much water traffic the day we were in there, but there was a lot of highway traffic, and they stacked up at the light pretty well. A couple of times, anyway.
And the other nice view out the window is they have some window boxes with some lovely flowers growing there in it. It's a lovely spot for someone to take their date or to celebrate a birthday or anniversary, sitting there with those flowers just right there, and then the beautiful view of the lake.
When we were eating there the first time, I saw the owner running back and forth, bussing tables, carrying food. He was a really hands-on kind of a guy. I think it might have been his wife who waited on us. And the last time, it was his sister-in-law that worked. She had worked for the Highlands County schools. And
No, she didn't say Highlands County. She said she was a school teacher.
Okay, all right.
But she said that she was his sister-in-law.
Well, she pointed out, we commented about the flowers, and she said that the woman was doing her best to keep those plants alive, and they were nice in bloom. It was a nice shot over Lake. We have a picture I'll put up, a nice shot of it over Lake Jackson, over those flowers. So when we went in there, the first time I went in there, of course I'm a burger kind of guy, so I ordered the blackened, I think it was a Swiss burger, the Swiss burger that I ordered the first time I was in there. But you had nothing but sides.
Well, I love vegetables, and meat is really optional for me at any time. And they have quite a nice selection of sides. And the best thing is that it doesn't cost more to have sides as a dinner than it does to have a meat-based plate. In so many restaurants, when I order dinner of sides, I end up paying more than you pay to have the meat.
Yes, there have been times that Sandra's ordered a dinner. I've ordered a dinner. She's given me her sandwich, and I've given her my sides because it's less expensive that way. But I'll tell you, the one thing that I had the first time I went in, I had never had it before. So, I was being an experimental kind of guy. They had corn salad, and I thought, well, you know what, let's give that a shot. But it was really it was a cold dish, and they had some different kinds of spices in there. It comes in a little plate, a little bit bigger than the plate you normally get when you get coleslaw. But it was really good. I was really surprised.
Yes, and the collard greens were nice. They didn't have a lot of hot sauce, that sort of spicing stuff that they do so many times with collard greens or any kind of mustard or turnip greens. And I had the onion rings, which were surprisingly a serving of onion rings. And I had the side salad, which was large enough for 2 people, actually. It was a nice little salad with, it had spinach and some other greens in there, not just the iceberg lettuce. It also had sliced tomato, cucumber, onion, and it was just a nice side salad. And I got the balsamic vinegar, and I can't remember what else, but
you got a baked potato.
Was it raspberry?
Yeah, the raspberry vinaigrette is what you got.
And then I had a baked potato with butter and sour cream.
You cut that in half, and it was still big for I got half and you got half, but it was huge. They were very generous with their portions. The second time we went in there, we went in with Nell Roberts, and that is the time I decided to get what they call a plate, which was, I asked him, I said, if I get the pulled pork, do I get bread? Because, of course, if you get the pulled pork sandwich, it's on a big bun. But they gave me the pulled pork and a piece of Texas toast. And that was a large-sized piece of Texas toast. And I got the sweet potato fries, which also were very good. They made them up crispy the way I liked them.
Well, you have 2 fries with a plate. 2 sides with a plate. Mm-hmm. And you got the French fries, and
I got a side salad.
A side salad.
Because I'd seen how big yours was, and I was hungry. So it was nice, and it has barbecue sauce on it. But there's also at the table, you can make it with hot sauce if you like it hot, or you can make it with sweet sauce if you like it sweet. I, of course, opted for the sweet sauce, but I didn't even use very much of that because it was just good the way it was.
And once again, I got sides. And that time, I also got the baked potato, and they were out of onion rings, and they were out of corn fritters. So 2 of the things I had looked forward to selecting, they were already out. Of course, we were there later in the day this time with Nail. We were there after 5:30.
Yeah, in the evening,
and
yes.
So my first choices were gone. And that time I tried the macaroni and cheese, which was nice, and a sweet potato, and
I remember that the third time we went, you did have the onion rings, and the onion rings again were. I think the first time you went, you had them too, and they were good. They were they were crisped up very well.
They're very good onion rings, and you get a large portion of them.
The sweet potato fries they cut in the waffle fashion, and we've gone to the Frostbite up in Frostproof, and they have waffle fries. Although they are not on the menu, you have to kind of ask for them. These, however, were cut much thinner, and they were much crisper. It was a different experience, and I kind of liked them that way. And they had dipping sauce if you wanted that as well. One of the things that going to a new restaurant, I was really kind of surprised that the feeding frenzy is on when a new restaurant opens up. Of course, it's packed out. So as many people as they had, I was surprised at how quickly the service was taken care of. The waitresses were very good at A, getting us our food, and B, checking back with us.
And I got a beverage both times. I got unsweet iced tea, no lemon, which is the way I prefer it. And then when we were with Nail, she got the diet cola. And then the next time around, I ended up with unsweet tea again. It's usually my go-to.
Well, the thing is that the way they did not really change the layout of the restaurant. There's the the main dining area. There's 4 seating areas and 2 aisles. There's the elevated dining area. There's the regular booth sides. And but the other side, the other room, is set up for larger tables of like 8 or 10 if you're going in with a group. And all the times that we've been in there has been at least one of those large tables filled up. So usually that'll keep your staff pretty busy when you have like that many people at one table, bringing out all that food at the same time, taking care of each of those individual people. I've been really impressed with their ability to serve us what they would call a 2-top, even though they've had in the back room, they've had 2 and sometimes even 3 large parties of 8 or 10. It seems like the wait staff that they've picked up and the cook staff apparently has done a real good job. As far as I'm concerned, the consistency has been good all 3 times we've been in there. You know, sometimes you have an on day and sometimes you have an off day. So far, it looks like it's pretty much been on for each of the times we've visited there.
Yes, the wait staff is very efficient and gets you in rather quickly. And when we requested a window seat, we were able to do that. And
yeah, we were blessed that the window seat was open. Because I'd been in there once before, and once I saw that seat, and I didn't realize that apparently that seat was there when it was opened as Sonny's, but I don't remember seeing it. So, but when I saw it, I said, next time we go in, we're going to get that window seat. And someone had just left, and they asked us to wait for a second while they cleaned the table, and we slid in, and it was nice to sit there and have a view. I prefer myself, and I'm starting now to get in the habit of trying to point myself away from the televisions. On the west end, the east end looks out over Lake Jackson. On the west end, they have 2 large screen television sets, which, being a type A personality, I'm always distracted by something shiny or something that moves. So they have sports on, so I end up watching the sports over my wife's shoulder. So I've decided to try to not do that anymore. But they had 2 large TV sets, and they had these sculptures of fish. Everything the first time we were in there, they didn't have all the pictures up, but apparently they had gone on their Facebook page on social media and asked people to bring in 8 by 10 pictures of themselves doing things out on Lake Jackson. And there's some skiing, and there's some boating, and there's some inner tubing, and there's there's water skiing, and just some Lake Jackson kinds of things. And so I asked the little girl, the waitress, I said, now, were all these fish caught in Lake Jackson too? And she laughed and says, no, those are sculptures. And they have some fish sculptures in there to carry the theme through. But when you go in there, you may sit by a table and see some of your friends on the pictures on the wall. I would venture to say they maybe have 100 pictures on the wall there.
Quite a lot.
And they also had some large framed pictures of paintings and stamps, like duck stamps and other things. It carries the outdoor theme through there. And the walls are kind of an off-white. It's really a lot brighter than it was when it was a barbecue joint. It had the dark wood. It had the barbecue feel to it. This is a much more airy and open kind of feel to it.
Yes, it's got a special feeling about it.
It's a nice place to go and enjoy yourself. You can go with a large group, or you can just go on a date night. And the one thing is, when you go, many times you think to yourself, we'd like to come back because there's other things I'd like to try. Like they have fresh salads. They have a feta chicken salad. They have a southern fried chicken salad. They have a Greek salad. They have a Cobb salad. And I'm thinking about going back for lunch. You can get that as a combo with soup if you want to as well.
You always are a sucker for the feta cheese and the Greek salads and things. So I can see you having either the feta chicken or the Greek and a soup. Soup and salad is a nice combination at lunch.
Well, my question is obviously going to be on the Greek salad. Is it and I believe this is a traditional Greek salad. It has potato salad, a big dollop of potato salad at the bottom, but this has all the right ingredients. It's got the feta cheese, it's got the olives and tomatoes, and it's got the greens and the cucumbers and the peppers. They can hold the pepperonis if they want to.
As you remember, it's probably not the traditional Greek. When we went to Sarasota and went to that Greek restaurant, and they said that
Louis Pappas, yeah.
He was the one who had invented the potato salad because he was serving military, and he bumped up the calories and the
extra protein. Yes.
Get extra by putting the potato salad under the Greek salad.
So it'll be interesting to me to try some of those salads for lunch and see how they go. Also, this corned beef and Swiss sandwich looks pretty interesting to me. And they also, which I hadn't realized, apparently have a daily special. They have a daily sandwich, and they said just ask your server. So it'll be interesting to see if they have something that's not on the menu or something that they're going to give you a special price for.
Well, they had the combo ribs, and they also had baby backs and a full rack of baby backs. Those are all served with 2 sides. And they have a half of a roasted chicken, which I was really tempted, if I were going to have a meat, maybe to have the half of roasted chicken. But you always go for these grilled burgers.
Yes.
And Nail had a burger when we were there with her, and she said it was really good.
They have the traditional burger, which is your regular hamburger, but there's also a Swiss burger, which is, a burger with Swiss cheese. They have the cheddar burger. They have the black and blue cheese burger. I was like that, is black Angus with blue cheese. I enjoy the burgers. When we talked to them, they said they have these menus which are just a half sheet of paper, and with entrees or with selections on both sides. And they said it's going to be a while before they get the regular menu because this guy's going to try things out. And some things you may see for a while and then not see them again. Like I know that one of our friends went and got the grouper bites. We're not much fish people. But they're going to try some of these things. And my guess is they're even going to try different vendors. So some of the selections may change over the course of time as he kind of dials in the public and finds out what they like and what they don't like.
Well, this southern fried salad with bacon, egg, cheese, tomato, and croutons looks very interesting, too. There's just a lot of different choices that at this point it looks like we could go back again several times before we would run out of new options.
And for those of you who like to start with appetizers, you can get an order of onion rings or corn fritters, or you can get a bowl of chili or fried mushrooms or even chicken tenders as an appetizer before to kind of get things started.
Sort of a table.
Meant to share.
Yeah.
And they also have hand-breaded chicken tenders, which you can get as a platter. You can get it as a basket. You can also get it for kids. There's a smaller order for young people when you take your kids in there. It's a nice place to take your kids if you want to. It's got a nice feel to it. It's a new restaurant, so I think it's a good place if you want to take the family over there.
Well, and we've had fun taking a friend over, and there's a couple more that haven't been there that we've been looking at, thinking that maybe we would ask them to go with us and introduce them to a new favorite place. Yeah,
in the plates, I tried the pulled pork. I can tell you I liked it. And also there's grilled chicken. There's a sliced beef au jus with the au jus sauce. There's if you like fish, there's fried flounder. There's grilled mahi. There's a daily fried fish catch of the day if you'd like to try that. So there's a lot of plates. There's a lot of sandwiches, salads if you want to take it kind of easy. And we don't really drink, but they do have beer and wine. And I'm not sure what kinds.
Also.
Well, they have tea, soda, and lemonade. So that's good. So but I don't know what kinds of beer or wine I didn't see. We went to a place up in Mulberry here, and they served quite a bit of bud. Budweiser and Bud Light, they had awards on their wall for the amount of Bud that they'd sold. We didn't see this here, but they also do orders online. And if you get one of these menus to go, it gives you a little QR code so you can call them. It's the grill at lj.com. It's the grill at lj.com, or you can call them at 863-658-1150. That's 863-658-1150. And, of course, the most important thing to say is that you heard about it on the Barry Foster podcast with Sandra.
Well, and we have a friend, I was just thinking, Jim takes a group out every week from his
The
church.
Naz boys from the Nazarene Church.
And so we may have to see if he's been and what his opinion of that. But there's also in Sebring, and from time to time it's like, we don't want to cook, and where are we going to go? And so Lake Jackson is certainly one that will, the grill at Lake Jackson will certainly add to our list. But we've also been spending a bit of time at one of Barry's new favorite places to get a quick burger, and they've been advertising the Trump burger.
Oh yes, Dutcher's Cafe up in Avon Park.
And when he went in this last week, he asked for the big beautiful burger, and the gal looked at him strange, and he said, the Trump burger, and she laughed. And since then, when he's talked about it online, several people have found that very interesting.
Well, Dutcher's has the old-timey car theme. They play retro music in there. It's a fun place. But I really do want to talk about the grill at Lake Jackson. If you want to put it in your GPS, it's at 751 U.S. Highway 27 South in Sebring. Their webpage is thegrill@lj.com. And it's the grill at lj.com, and I'm looking for their hours here, and I'm not seeing their hours, but you can give them a call and find out their hours if you want to. The number is 863-658-1150, but I can't find their hours posted here. But they also have a Facebook page. If you'd like to check out the Facebook page and see all the things that they have to offer, they've already got 1,500 followers. We're working on 1,500 followers. We're getting closer every day. And by the way, if you have not yet subscribed to the Barry Foster Show, we would ask you to do so, and tell a friend and let them know that we do a lot of restaurant reviews. We did our trip to New Smyrna Beach. We do a lot of that. We're going to have a racing podcast and a lot of other kind of podcasts as well. So, what's your recommendation on 5 stars? How many stars would you give the grill at Lake Jackson if you were going to rate them?
Well, I would give it at least a 4 for sure, because everything that I have had is good. At any place that has good vegetables, good sides, at a reasonable price is always going to be one of my top choices. It's
4 out of 5. I would also give it 4 out of 5. I'll tell you that the bill won't break the bank. It's a nice place to eat and a nice place to enjoy yourself. The grill at Lake Jackson right across the lake from beautiful downtown Sebring. The grill at lj.com, or give them a call at 658-1150. That's area code 863-658-1150. And that's another edition of Florida Fun Travel, as we talk about the places we go and the things that we see. We hope that you'll take a time to give us a comment on the comments below so we can respond back to you. Let us know the kinds of things that you want to see and hear. So as we continue our search for truth, justice, and the American way from the Ridge Florist in the City of Charm, beautiful downtown Avon Park, this is Barry Foster, and we'll see you next time.